Okay, let's start. So, yeah, today we'll see the users and group and how to create them, how to manage them, everything like that. Okay, so yeah, let's start. Sorry. See, on Saturday, I told you how to change the user and the group, right? I mean, for a file or for a directory. So, this is first the first name which you see is the user,
Mm,
and
I guess you're not sharing your screen.
oh, sorry. Yeah, now,
Yeah, can able to see.
yeah, sorry. So, whenever let's say any file, you just create any file, that's test 1, 2, 3, something. So by default, what happens? Whoever user we logged in at that time, while creating the file, so he will be the owner. If you observe, so this is user, this is a group. As I told you, right? So whenever we create a user, there it will create the group also along with the user with the same name. So let's say if I create a user called test, there will be a group called test. We don't need to create it. Linux will automatically create it, and that user will be part of that group. So, now I created, sorry, this EC2 user created the file, so he is the owner of the file. So now you know how to change it. Ch on ownership -r. I want to as this user. A group also I want to change. Permission denied because only root can change. Root means who is the root? He is the superuser, right? So only he can change the permissions. I mean ownership of the file. Normal user cannot change, even though he is the owner of the file. So you can see that's the thing, yeah. Now let's delete all these old things. There will be lots of users. It's not just easy to open user or root or some other name whatever we created. So there'll be multiple users. You can create your own user also. You can give them some name, some password, or and an expiry date. So anything you can able to give. So let's see how to create a user, how to check the user. So all these things. So first we'll see how to check an user. I mean, how many users are there within the Linux system. So the first thing is there will be a file called slash slash etc slash passwd. This is the file actually. So in etc it will be present. So what will happen is in this file there will be information about all the users which are present in the system in the server. So you have to open this file. So you don't edit this file. So simply just with the cat you can open it because this is a system generated file. System will maintain it. So you don't need to do anything about it. You just see that's it. You click on that, you'll see so many users. Root, of course, so he's the admin. Some bin, daemon, ADM, LP, sync, shutdown. So many are there, right? These are all system users. If you remember, I think 3 or 4 days ago, we have seen while changing the file permissions, I told you others or system users at the last. So they are these. Based on the service they'll create, and once you delete the service, they'll remove it. So we don't maintain them. So these are all system users, and these are the user which we are logging every day, default user. I'll tell you why this became default and some other user which I created. So this is a user list actually. So here what happens is like, let's see the fields first. What is this line exactly? What's all this? So obviously first is a username. So second X, you can see X, right? Simple X. It's a password, but we didn't set any password for this user, so that's why it just is blank. That's why it is X. So if you see colon is there for everything, it means that it dividing with the help of colon. So got it right? That's fine. Now there is no password X, so that's fine. Third column, these are UID and GID. What are these? Unique IDs actually. UID means user ID. GID means group ID. Sorry. So when we create a user, we need to give some ID to it. I mean, of course, we created with the name, as I told you, right? The NX server doesn't know the names. Even though you gave any fancy name, it doesn't know that one because it works on ones and zeros, the numbers, right? So that's why there will be UID and GID. So server identifies the user based on these UID and GID, the numbers. It doesn't know. It doesn't know whatever the name it is. It doesn't know whether it is root. It doesn't know whether it is EC2 user. All it remembers is the UID and GID. If you see for root, it will be 0. So if it is 0, it means okay, he's the root. Okay, he can do anything. If it is 1000, this guy. So EC2 hyphen user or any user, it doesn't matter actually. So it all remember based on the IDs, UID and GID, group ID. So this is you see, you know how it's created, how it got the GID or Google or UID like this is there is a file. I'll tell you later. So we define that. We define there like start GUID from 1000. This is the default. So that's why it started from 1000. So whatever the user that we create, we manually create, the UID or GID will start from 1000 to n number of things. If you observe all these things, these are all system users. System users from 1 to 999. So 1 to 999. In between randomly it will generate. For week which the users which we create, it will be sequential. I mean 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 1000, 1000, 2000. So remember that root is 0, UID, GID. System users are 1 to 999. Our creating users, I mean manually creating users are 1000 to n. So this is about it. So this is what these first four fields. One is username, password. Password is not there. That is one. There is one more thing for this. I'll explain you. UID, GID, and if you say double colon is there in the last line, and on the top line, if you see after GID, there is something easy to default is or something. It means description, simple description or some comment, let's say. So while creating a Ishwar user, I didn't give a description. That's why it is blank. Got it? It doesn't matter, not matter really to give, but you can give no problem. There is nothing wrong. Now the next field is slash home slash Ishwar or slash home slash user. What is this means? As if you remember, I told you like whenever we create an user, any name, it will create a directory for it. What it is called is home directory. It means the user's home. Like let's say if I ask you where is your home, you'll say some address, right? I'll be in some area, some area. So that's your identity. Similarly for user also, you created a user, but where user stores all their files by default. called home directory. Usually we call it home directory. So any user you create, let's go to home. Any user create, it will create a folder for that. See, these are two users we created manually. I mean, we didn't create an easy to open user, it came by default. So, but there is also a user which created manually. So, I'll create one more user. I'll tell the command later. See, let's type ls. See, test folder came. Same as username. Now let's open this cat. Sorry. See, test came. Another line. 1002. See, plus one. Slash home slash test. That's it. So it's like identity. I mean, where there should be some place. See, even though you stay in a PG, you have to go home someday. You will be going home, you have a home, right? That's your identity. That's your destination. So here also, any user, he should have a place. He should have somewhere to store any files, which belongs to them default by default. That's where it is slash home. So for every user you create, it will be creating a folder. First, it will be creating a group with the same name, and it will be creating a folder with the same name in slash home. Got it? Slash home for every user. I'm telling you, slash home. So you can change that also. And by default, you can change the folder. That is also possible. There is one way. I'll tell you later. So now, so I think every other fields are clear. So there is a last field. What is this bid match? This is shell. It means anyone know what is shell means? Have you heard this? So to keep it simple, I mean, but wherever this we are executing some commands here, right? That is shell. It means it is taking as an input actually. It's taking an input and it is giving output for us. So in simpler words, it's like a interpreter, a command line interpreter. So what happens is like you're typing something, let's say unless you're typing command, how it is giving you the output, how it's giving. Because there are there is shell here present within the Linux system that is taking your input. And I told you, right, kernel will be running in every operating system in the backend, everything, even Windows, there will be a kernel. I don't know the name, but Linux also there will be a kernel. There is a kernel. So when we type something, the shell takes the input, sends the input to kernel. Kernel gives the output to shell, and shell gives us back. This is how usually it works. And there will be hardware in the backend. So the, this is what shell is. So bash is the shell name. Bash, sh, and csh, zsh. There are k8sh, ksh, sorry. So there are multiple shells available in Linux. By default, it will come with bin bash because what is it? Major differences is some features are missing in some commands are not able to execute in some shells. But majorly everyone uses bash. Mostly everyone uses bash. So that's why uh, every system if you create so by default, I mean almost every shell will come, but everyone uses bash. So even for this also, so what's happening is when we create a user, it's by default taking a bash shell. You can simply, what is bash full form? You might ask, right? So bash is like first SSH shell obviously. So bash means born again shell. Born. So Born again shell. SH means shell, obviously. So BA means born again shell. It's like a little update of what our current SH shell, I mean earlier SH shell is. So you got it right. So this is what the shell and why what is this last column. And if you see what is this bin, we just seen what is bash. I mean, so we know it's a shell now. But what is slash bin? It means the shell is present, the shell executable path is present in slash bin. Let's say, let me just give a small example. I downloaded, sorry, Chrome download simply, I'll keep it. Download for desktop. Download here. Will it install? Close. Okay, let me try another browser. Mozilla, download now. See, it is downloading, right? Something. It's downloaded. So where it is downloads go. So this is the executable path of Mozilla Firefox. Got it right? So if I install it, so it will install obviously, and I think it will go to C program file somewhere, somewhere here. It will create Chrome. See, these are all the configuration for Chrome, right? Even though let's say in the here, if you open this is a shortcut. This is not an original application. This will point to, let's see where it is. Copy as an open file location. See, this is pointing to this file. This is the original file. So when we open Chrome, what happens is this file will get executed in the background and it will start the application Chrome. This is what we call executable file. Why? Because this is what running the application. Based on this only the application is running. If you delete this, Chrome won't work. It may work for some time, but when we start and stop the application, gone. It will delete. We cannot do anything. So we have to reinstall again. So what are the bookmarks? I'm not sure whether it will come or not. So the executable path will be present for everything, for everything. If something should be running, there will be an executable path. Let's say you are a VLC player or something generally we use, right? There will be executable path for that also. So that is the file which gets execute when you open that. So like that in Linux also similar. I mean not in Linux, everywhere similar. So there will be executable files. So let's say if you click command ls, right? How it is giving us the output? How the system know what is ls? I mean, when we type ls out, how the system knows? Because there is an executable path called ls, file called ls. So when you type ls, this will execute in the background. That is executable file will be present for everything. Let's say what we have seen, which find we have used, right? See, dash user field dash find. Whatever the commands you are using, then they will be storing in Linux as executable path. So when you type some command, it will execute this. Type find command, it will get execute the find executable path. I mean, the system knows where it is, obviously. So system will execute that path, the executable path wherever it is present. So is it okay? Now here also similar. Why slash bin slash bash means this bash executable is present in slash bin folder. That's why. That's why slash bin. This you see find executable is present in slash user slash bin. That's why it is. See, slash user slash. Got it? So is it clear? This is about the user file slash etc slash password. Pass WD file, not password, pass WD file, generally call it. So this will contain the user information. There is one more file slash etc slash shadow. This is the file about group information. Got it? Group means, sorry, simply to keep it simple, more like a password information. So let's see fields here also. Obviously, user colon exclamatory mark is there because there is a password, right? We'll set it later. We'll see. And of course, what is this number? It means how many days since the last password was changed, because this is the default number. We didn't set any password, we didn't change it at all, right? But it is showing, let's see our new user which we created today. So this is the default number, it will come 19926. It means 19,926 days ago we changed the password, even though we just created the user today because it's a default. It's default thing, I mean default value. Why there are 21 means we created this server 5 days ago and this user also, that's why. Now zero, there will be next column zero, days after which password must be changed. It means if you see a number here instead of zero, you have to change your password after that many days. That will come when we set an expiry for the password. If there is no expiry for the password, nothing will come. So what is triple nine? Triple nine, I guess triple nine, double nine, yeah. So this is like how many days before the user will notify before a password expiry. Let's say my password expiring 10 days, 10, after 10 days. So if I said 9 means 9 before 9 days, it will warn me that your password is going to expire when you log in. So triple nine, double nine means almost those many days it will wait to warn you. That's it. That's it about. And lastly, what is 7? 7 is default for everyone. It's called a reserved field. So it won't, we can't change it, we can't do anything about it. So that is default. So one is slash etc slash passwd, another is slash etc slash shadow. This is called, sorry, shadow contains the password information if you observe, and passwd contains the user information. If you observe in the passwd file, it is showing X right after username. It means it's just pointing to etc shadow file. This is about users. Groups I haven't come, not yet. Let's see. So let's create a user, okay? So this is clear, right? What is about slash etc slash shadow. And obviously, of course, I told about shell. Shell I should have been told earlier, but yeah, forgot. So is it clear? Because we'll start practice now. Is it okay? It is clear? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, let's start creating user. So what is the command to create user? I think you already seen user add. User add. I just adding user. That's the meaning of it. You can give any name. Now it's created. It won't show any output. That's all. So let's see whether in the password file, passwd file, whether it is present or not. See, it's present. The UID came. See, 102, 103, 1 slash home slash test agent, win bash shell. These are default values because as you can see, so while creating user, we didn't mention anything. We just created add user. As I told you, right, we can change any of this. We can change all of this. Let's how let's see them. So I want to create user with my own attributes. I mean, whatever the configuration is there, when we use add user, it will come by default. So I don't want to use that. Let's see. Let's see how to create user with our attributes. So let's say my I want to change the UID also. If you see, it is giving one by one. One, two, three, four. If I create another user, it will be four. No, I don't want that. I want 1050. 1050. I want to change that one. So let's see. User add. Let's user add. I want to add my own UID, right? Correct. 1050. Mine is. So now UID will be 1050. I want to change the group ID also. Hyphen G 1050. Let's see. Now hyphen D. Hyphen D is for home directory. As I told you, by default it will be in slash home slash test, right? Sorry, I mean whenever you create something, it will go to slash home. Now I don't want to use slash home. I want to use something else. I want to use maybe slash opt slash test something. Now I'll add some comment test user something like that. Now hyphen yes means shell bin bash. I don't want to use bin bash. I want to use bin message. This is another shell. So these are my attributes now. Now I'll give the username test123. It is throwing error. Why? Because group does not exist. UID, what happens is when you create a user, it will create a new UID and new GID. It's creating a new GID also. Now you gave here G1050. It means it is expecting that group already should be exist already. See, if there is only group, you can add or you can join it, right? Without group, how you can do it? You cannot do. You can join. You cannot join it, right? So if you want to have, your own, you have to create a group first and create the user. Let's say you don't want to use mention group at all. Let it give the group a group GID, so you can simply keep it. Let's see the passwd file. It's automatically created a group with 1050. You don't need to mention at all. And see the shell is changed. The test user, the comment we gave, everything. Got it? Is it okay? I mean, how to create a user and how to create user with some attributes with your own UID, with your own home directory, with your own, comment, with your own shell also. So is it okay? Is it clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, you will created a user, okay, obviously. So you can see. Now I want to set a password for this. How to set a password? There is a command pass wd. What is the username? I forgot. Just 123. So you can set any password. Maybe I'll just password is updated. Now if you log in as this user, it will ask you the password. Don't get confused here. There is a file called passwd which contains the user information. There is a command called passwd which used to change the or update the user password. So don't get confused over there. Now let's open /etc passwd file. There is no change here because this file contains just user information, not the password information. We have seen another file which contains the password information. See this big earlier it was not there. If you see what is this I set a password called 123456, but Linux doesn't show you the password by default. It's encrypted by default. So this is the encrypted form of the password which I said just now. Got it right? If you want to change the password, simple same command. Test 1 2 3. Mm. Of course, it will show shorter the warning, but it's fine. It will take it. It submits something else. See, content is changed. I changed the password. That's it. This is how you set a password. Create a user, you set a password. Now let's say you want to log the account. How to log it? We have user mod. See, user add is to create a user. Mod means modification. If you want to modify some to the existing user, that's the difference. We have seen change mod, changing the mode or changing modifications, level permissions. Similar way, user add is to create a new user. User mod is to change the attributes of the existing user. That's the thing. The user mod. So now I want to change my username. So what is the username currently? Let's see. Sorry, passwd. Sorry. Test 1 2 3. I didn't like it, so I want to change it. The login name. Let's see. Simple. User mod hyphen l. Sorry. 1 2 3. It is throwing error for me because I had to give a new name. You see, these are the attributes. Hyphen l. Login. New login. New value I had to give. I gave the wrong command, but it is not accepting. Ah, sorry. My bad. So this is the current name, right? I want to change this to test one. Let's see. User mod hyphen l. What is the current name? Test 1 2 3. What is the new name you want? Test one. Ah, sorry, the spelling I created wrong. They say user does not exist if you observe because I gave the wrong command. What I have to give? The correct is user mod hyphen l. What is the new name you want to use? And what is the old name? How it works? Why? Because at the end, you have to give the old name. Then only user Linux identifies. Now let's open the fastwd file. See that this name has been changed. Just change the username. That's it. Not really do anything. Now I want to log this account. Simple. User more. Sorry. Hyphen L. What is user test one? It's logged. Let's see whether it is logged or not. In this file, it's showing nothing, so we cannot see whether it is logged or not. Let's see the shadow file. How do you identify here whether it is logged or not? Is the beginning of the password you will see the exclamatory mark. Not that this only this one. Sorry, only exclamatory mark, right? It means it is logged. So that okay, it is logged. You can see it. An account is logged, it will show exclamation mark in the shadow file. When you unlock, it will be gone. Let me unlock. User mod hyphen u. That is the test one. Let's open the file again. See where is the exclamatory mark? It's gone. If you see here, exclamatory mark is there at the beginning. You can see, right? It means the user is locked. Now I unlocked it with hyphen u minus u, capital U. See the exclamatory mark gone. It means it is unlocked. You can use it. So you got it. So This is how you create user, change the username, unlock lock, set a password, all these things. Change, create user with your own attribute, something like that. But as of now, we haven't logged into that user, any user, right? We're just doing everything with the root user. We'll see that also. We'll see that. Don't worry. Before logging to that, we'll see the password parameters file, how to change them, how to use them like this, and how to delete them also, how to delete the user also, just for testing. First, let's see how to delete a user. What are the user? Obviously, so I want to delete this test one. So what is the command to add? User add. What is the command to delete? User delete. It's delete, I mean, user delete. Test one, that's it. Gone. User is not there. As simple as just user delete, that's it. This is what user administration, I mean, creating the user, deleting the user, updating the user like this. There is one more thing in user administration to manage this file because I want to change, uh, if you want to change these values, you can use this. Let's say there might be a requirement, like say, you set a password and you want to change the, how many days password expire, password expiry date you want to change, and you want to change when you want to get notified. I mean, how many days before you want to get notified before password change. Currently, it is 99999. This is the one password expiration. I want to change all these values. I want to keep it real. Let's see, okay? Let's try that. How to change this? There's a command called change. Sorry, change, not change. Remember, change. Change is the command to change these attributes which are in a shadow file. So we'll see the options. Let's say I want to set an account expiry date. It means after that it will be locked. How to set it? With the change command only. So the first command in change is change, remember, not change, to check the information of the user. So change hyphen L and what is the user test? See, this is the current user password information. When is the last password change? July 22. We just created the user today, right? So it's obvious. When password will expire? Never. Password inactive? Never. Account expires? Never. Minimum number of days between password change? Zero. Maximum number of days between password change? Triple nine something, blah blah. Number of days before warning password expires? 7. So these are the current information. Usually in Office, what happens is password will expire every 3 months or 2 months, even in most of the organizations. Why you need to change the password? To keep it secure, actually, to rotate the passwords, it will be secure, so that you don't use the same password forever. That's why. And I think, if I remember correctly, when I was, I think maybe 10 days ago, it will give me every, think 10, yeah, the last 10 days will give me warning every day. Your password expiring, change or something like that. On the day, so I'll change. Now I want to set a password expiration also, password in an account when the account expires. So all these things. So first I'll set the account expire, when the account should expire. So account expire means it won't delete it after expiration. It will just lock it. That's it. Let's see. Chase hyphen E, capital E means account expiration. When you want to expire this account, maybe tomorrow. What is the date? So you have to give in the format like this: year, month. What is it? 23. And what is the user test? Change. Sorry, again. See, change. Remember. Let's see. Change minus L. when the account gonna expire? Tomorrow. Got it right. Chase hyphen e, where is it? This one. Got it? Similar way, you can change these fields also when the password should expire or everything. I mean, so I want to change like uh, this one, minimum number of days between password change. Like there will be minimum value, maximum value. It means minimum 60 days. For every 60 days, at least you have to change. Maximum is 90 days. For 90 days means it's a maximum is mandatory. So let's change the value. What is the minimum means? Change hyphen m. Minimum 60 days. I want users to change the password. And what is the username? Test. Let's see again. Change hyphen lc. Minimum 60 days. Let's. I want to change the maximum. Same command. Just capital M and keep this change. If small m is no, capital M is maximum. See. So 60 to 90 days. Minimum is 60 days. Maximum is 90 days. Minimum, obviously, the starting value. Maximum is end. I mean, so from after 60 days, you can change the password anytime until 90 days, until 90th day. That's what, sorry. So now I want to change this also. I mean, I want to update the user 15 days before, or 10 days before, or a month before. So they'll remember it. So the warning I have to change. How to change the warning? Same, change hyphen capital W 20 days, let's say, or 30 days. So 30 days before means on the 80th day onwards, it will start remind. Sorry, no, not 80th day, 60th day, sorry. From 60th day, it will ask you to change the password. Your password expiring on some day, blah, blah, something. So it will show you every day. So that at least someday you'll change it before 90 days expiration. See, you can change like this anything. Got it? So only now this is pending. Password inactive. So it means what is the type ID? I told you, right? So password inactive. It means you're not logged into user. So we didn't set anything. If the what does that mean is if you're not logged in for 10 days or something or for a week, it'll automatically get logged. That's it. We don't use this mostly. Why? Because sometimes we don't use the user for longer periods. That doesn't mean we don't need it. So there will be a system process which we're using it, so we don't want to touch that. That's why. Yeah. So that's it for today. So we have seen user administration, not group yet. Group will come tomorrow. It's already 1 hour. So tomorrow we'll see how to create groups, check blah blah whatever the groups are there. And tomorrow, once the group administration, which after explanation, I'll show you how to log into the user, how to with typing the password and everything. I won't show today. We just seen how to create a user today. Tomorrow we'll see how to create groups and how to log in to the server with users and a password. That is also we'll see. Got it? So meanwhile practice this user add commands, user modifications, change, don't forget that, not change. And passwd of course, let's change the password. And the main file slash etc slash passwd slash etc slash shadow like this. So practice the user administration in the kernel Linux PDF which I sent you. So these are all present. I have to check one, but it will be present, sure. So please practice that. And tomorrow we'll see group administration and how to log into the group. I mean, how to log in with users. So for today, any doubts for in today's class? Anything?
No.
So all clear? Okay, I take it as no doubts. So practice it. So tomorrow onwards, so we'll start the class at 7 itself. So today I took around 10 minutes late. So yeah, but tomorrow we'll start sharp 7. So it'll be I think good for everyone. So no issues, right? I mean everyone can able to attend at 7, right? Anything?
Yes.
Any commitments in the morning? Anyone?
No, not from here.
Yeah, cool. So 7 to 8 it'll be a good time for me also. So otherwise my shift will start. So yeah, that's okay. That's all okay. We'll meet tomorrow. Bye. Bye all.
But
Bye. Bye.